Dale,
What?
why did the mammoth cross the road?
I don't know. Why did the mammoth cross the road?
Because they didn't have chickens in the Ice Age. Hey, Dale,
What?
how do you calm down an anxious mammoth?
I don't know. How do you calm down an anxious mammoth?
With tranquilizers.
That was terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry. The reason for the mammoth jokes, ladies and gentlebots, is because on tonight's Shuntcast, we have none other than a mammoth man. And some say that this man broke his own hand just so he could wear a cool robot arm to Battlebots. And he regards Huge as a tiny robot. All we know is it's Ricky Willems.
Yay.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
How are you doing, Ricky?
Doing fantastic. Sitting out here right by the beach, looking out over the water. It's a wonderful American vacation on the 4th of July.
Lovely. We enjoyed Captain Shredderator Day on Shuntposting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Shuntposting, our listeners would probably be grateful if we got on with the fights. So we'll get straight into it. First up, we have Black Dragon versus Bloodsport. Now, this one I think was a valiant effort on account of Bloodsport, but then it was all over for them pretty quickly once they'd lost their Shremek pole. Dale, what did you think of this fight?
Yeah, like you said, it was just unfortunate, really. Yeah, just kind of got flipped over, and then did like a coin flip almost. Like Black Dragon had to flip it over, and then unfortunately landed on tails for Bloodsport. Good fight though, yeah.
What did you think of it, Ricky?
It was a fun fight to watch. They're both new robots to me, so those are my favorite matchups to watch, seeing them come together. But I thought that was going to happen to Bloodsport. I had like a suspicion, and it's good to see it happen early so they can get it out of the way. It would be crushing if that happened later in the tournament. It's some kind of critical moment. It's still early. They get their bugs worked out now. They'll be happier later.
Mm. Do you know who also had no Shremek, Dale?
Who?
Captain Shredderator.
That's true. Yep.
So Captain Shredderator fought Witch Doctor, and I have to be honest though, it was still a great show from both teams. Lots of good hits. Sadly, Shredderator doesn't have a Shremek either. No. What did you make of this fight, Ricky?
It went the way I hoped it wouldn't go for Shredderator. I think Witch Doctor was a really strong opponent. They've got a pretty strong front. They can get in there and do their flippy business, and they turned him into a pancake essentially. And that's so it goes. That's the curse of a full body spinner: big hits and very disappointing flips.
I like that metaphor of a pancake, though.
Yeah.
I might go and make pancake mix. I mean, we did have Captain Shredderator Day on Shuntposting. I could make pancakes to celebrate.
I that seems like a good tradition to start right now.
Yeah.
We should totally do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dale?
Yeah, I like Witch Doctor anyway, so I was sort of happy that they won anyway. But yes, it's a shame that physics don't work for Captain Shredderator, baby.
Oh.
I'm making that a thing. I'm trying to.
You love the physics baby thing, don't you?
It's ridiculous.
Brian Narve, if you're listening, Dale loves your physics baby. So, on to Jasper versus Huge. And I think a lot of fans were quite possibly very disappointed by Jasper. I mean, it looks mental, and I think maybe a lot of fans were sort of like, please work. What does it do? But please work. Whatever it is, whatever it does, please work. I mean, it's the Buzz Lightyear of Battlebots this year. Mm-hmm. If it were cosplaying, that's who I would say it was cosplaying. But yeah, they pretty much got slaughtered by Huge. I mean, great fight if you're a Huge fan. Not so much if you're a fan of Lynx, though, because I believe the reason they stopped working was because the Link came out. So Brian Narve will be having an orgasm right about now.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, Dale, what's your thoughts on this one?
It was, you wanted it to work, but it just didn't quite have that moment it needed. Huge just dominated, or not dominated as such, but it done what it needed to do and won it. It's a good fight though. Well, for Huge it was.
In my mind, that fight just plays back with comedic, cartoony sound effects. It's internet should get on this, but I'm picturing like cliche pogo stick noises when Jasper's
Boing.
upside down. Yeah, lots of boings, lots of lots that sort of thing.
And then
all over this fight.
Wah, wah, at the end.
Or that Price is Right. You just lost the prize.
Yes.
Kind of
sound.
So on to Gigabyte versus Minotaur. Now, if you're a Minotaur fan at the moment, you're probably also feeling pretty disappointed. It's Minotaur being 0-2 is not something I thought I'd say.
Bit unusual, isn't it?
Although there were towards the start of this battle, I'm not sure which one of them caused the hit because it was kind of a weapon-to-weapon hit, but there was a hit at the start where I thought that's a nomination for the Good Hit Award. That is, it was somebody once, I think it was Jen. Yes, Jen on the Shuntcast said that sometimes when you're there at Battlebots, the fights sound worse than car accidents, and I imagine that hit as kind of fitting that bill perfectly. It probably sounded worse than a car accident and was terrifying. Because I wouldn't want to go weapon to weapon with Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you think of it, Dale?
Well, yeah, it was. Well, it's unfortunate for Minotaur, but yeah, it's a good fight, good hits. What you want to see in a robot fight. I liked it.
Their robot performed better in this fight than their t-shirts have on the internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
just gonna throw that out there. So, Ricky, what did you think of this fight?
It was more entertaining to watch than I remember being there. It also seemed I had a lot of people watching it who weren't BattleBots aficionados in the house, and it was a closer match to them than I think it was to many of the fans. I just want to see Minotaur with its like horrible death hum launching things around, and if that's always going to be a disappointment. But I think aside from the expectation of Minotaur being just like a force to be reckoned with and an instant hit, if you could somehow remove that from your expectations, it was an entertaining fight to watch.
I think that's what I'm missing this series so far is the death hum of Minotaur. I haven't heard it yet, and I just want to hear that death hum.
And the Daniel face.
Yes, the angry Daniel Freitas face. We love it. Very memeable.
Yes.
Do you know what's also memeable? Is Mammoth getting fisted by Uppercut.
Oh dear. This is how we're playing this, huh? All right.
All I have to say about this fight is Tusk.
Oh no.
Mammoth, if you will.
The veritable big oof, I think.
Yes.
Mammoth.
Mammoth, yes.
Oh dear. So, Ricky, talk us through this fight.
All right. First off, this fight went way faster on TV than it did in real life. It felt like forever. But I think it was about halfway through, and it felt even shorter than that. But yeah, we had watching it again. We realized that those front little tusks of ours, as soon as one of those was gone, trying to flip someone's a bad idea. We just kind of flipped ourselves on top. We just kind of glomped on top of Uppercut there, which we gave him just a love hug, and then this doesn't seem consensual, so we hopped off, and they took revenge with a big fist. That wasn't fun.
It was like One Punch Man.
Let's see. We took 3 hits. We took one to the tusk. We took one to our weapon, and we took that last kind of blood. Maybe we took 4 hits. We took the one that flipped us, and then the one that threw us into the wall. So I guess we took 4 hits, and then obviously the nice flames got everyone going at the end. But
I mean, considering the makeup of your frame, 4 hits wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't bad at all. I think it showed us some of the places we need to improve for next year, which was good. I wish we had gotten one good yeet in there. Would have been lovely. in slow-mo, you can't. We did lift uppercut off the ground for just a few moments, and then our robot decided it would rather do a backflip than flip the opponent. So, yeah.
Dale, did you enjoy it?
I did like it actually. To be fair, I thought it was quite funny how uppercut would punch above his weight. No, no, yeah, good though. Nice, good hit. And then, unfortunately for Ricky, counted out.
Yeah, I really appreciate that nice judge adding the "you're on fire" knockout.
Yeah, that was weird.
That, how many times do you get to say that to your opponent? I don't know the guy personally, but I'm assuming he does some other countouts. And it's not like a heavyweight boxer. He's like 3, 2, 1, you're on fire, knockout. You might be bleeding on the ground.
He's very aggressive, this new ref, isn't he?
He gets in there. He
He's
is excited to tell you that you have lost.
And he's like, with his hand signals, he's so serious. He's alerting the judges. This is a knockout situation, judges. This is absolutely 100% hand signals and everything. A knockout.
It was a full like judo chop next to my head when it started. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't get him at all. I had John Remar for every fight, which I think was probably a setup on Battlebots account, because it was just like, I've memed John Remar so many times, and I'm pretty sure John Remar was looking forward to some revenge. I didn't mention this in last week's Shuntcast actually, but when John Remar counted Nelly out in the fight against Rainbow, it was a 3-in-1 look just before he asked me to show him movement. And I'm so upset that him asking to see movement from me was edited out, because he did ask me it. And just before he asked me it, he gave me this facial expression that honestly, it was like a 3-in-1 facial expression, right? It was part, oh goodness, I'm about to count out the Shuntposting queen, F. And then another part of it was, ha, I'm about to count out the Shuntposting queen. and then the third and final part was, of course, but I'm a professional. I have a professional face. I'm going to need to do some movement. And I'm salty actually that they cut that bit out, but I just wanted to say that. So yeah, I had John for all 3 of my fights, which was great. I love John. He's obviously my favorite ref because he's so memeable. But I think this new ref is going to become a memeing beauty too soon.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I'll tell you, I was salty too at the end of this match for them cutting things up. I had that lovely Kenny commentary on a what's my level of dampness at the end of that match, and I can't remember what it was. I had some witty retort, and they chopped it out. I was sitting in front of the TV waiting. I was like, what did I say? Why was I so proud of it? They cut it right out. It was like,
oh no.
Yeah, but
although they did that to me as well, actually, and worse, Kenny stole my pun, right? In the pre-fight interview before Rainbow, I made 3 Russian puns. I said, we're rushing around to get ready because we're going to be Putin on a good show. Moscow now. And they cut all 3 of them out, and then Kenny stole the Putin pun.
Yeah, got to make the talent look good.
Bastards. Anyway, I've totally digressed. Shatter versus when I say one, you say who? One.
Ooh.
Yay! This needs to be a thing. Okay, so we finally got a good showing from a hammer bot. I say that with no irony whatsoever for my own robot's performance. Lots of good hits is kind of an understatement for Shatter. Mm-hmm. Shatter was like, my weapon's working now. I am making up for the last fight. And he went for Wanhu, and that fight did not go very well for Wanhu.
Indeed. Yeah, I thought it was quite good how it was basically John Reed porn.
I think actually, no, I disagree there. I think it was going against John Reed because they were not waiting for good hits. They were just furiously hammering. I mean, they landed plenty of them.
Yeah, they were good hits though.
They were good hits, but they weren't necessarily waited for.
But the good hit part is the important part.
That is the important part. I will give them that.
Yes.
Ricky, what did you think of this fight?
I love both of these robots, so I was really excited to see both of them, throwdown. I think just a number of hits was stunning, and they felt like I could feel them through the TV, that these were maybe not all good hits, but there was a lot of good hits in there. And them using, I don't know, I think it was a light from Home Depot or something like that. They were posting pictures online. The fact that top armor on top of Wanhu was a little more flimsy just made every hit a little more satisfying, because you could see it doing its crunchy business on top of the robot. At the same time, Wanhu's cool to watch. They just are spinning their tires the whole time. I don't know what kind of compound they use, but they need to kind of step it up, maybe add some reinforcement in there. But the little clouds of smoke as they're trying to push around their rival, it's good TV.
This fight was definitely good TV. So, on to the main event, Son of Waiachi versus Whiplash. This fight, for me, personally, it went how I thought it was going to go. I thought Son of Waiachi would get some initial good hits in, to coin a Shuntposting phrase. But eventually, I mean, Matt's driving is fantastic. And I figured that Matt's driving would, and Whiplash's durability would pull through, and yeah, that's what happened. Matt kept driving at it very well, flipped him over, and they have no Shremek. Bot number 3 lacking a Shremek for the evening. What did you think, Dale?
Yeah, it was, well, like you said, you covered it really well, really. It's a good hit and a good flip. And fight over, almost. But yeah, it's pretty good up until it was over.
Whiplash did lose half a wedge, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the good hit part. And then they flipped it over, and then that was it.
Do you think it was a good main event, Ricky?
Yeah, I think so. I liked that it wasn't completely one-sided. There were a couple times where Whiplash was able to get in there, stop the weapon enough where you're like, oh, is this the moment? Is this the moment? No, it's not the moment. Not the moment yet. No, now it's the moment. And that back and forth kept it engaging for me. That's the first time I've sat back and said, wow, Whiplash, that's some quality driving on that time. I mean, obviously they're a top tier team, and they're a force to be reckoned with, but it's the first time you could see the strategy and see the execution the entire match, and that was pretty cool for me.
I have an important question for you, Ricky. How many bananas out of 10 would you give this episode?
Ooh. I mean, how many bananas do I penalize it for having me losing? I think
many as you like. It's your decision.
Oh boy, negative 49 bananas plus. I give this like a 7 banana rating. I think there could have been some bigger moments of explosion to really knock it up to that point. But this gets a solid rating. Said no, I'm going 8 bananas. So on further reflection, if you had some bigger batter hits, I'd knock it up to 9. But we're sitting at 8 bananas, strong 8 bananas.
Okay, 8 bananas from Ricky. Dale, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 8 as well. It was kind of good, but just not quite great, if you know what I mean. It's like 1 banana short of being good, and then 2 bananas of really good.
I have to say, I think I agree with both of you on that. I think also, I mean, I'm biased because Nelly was last week, but compared to last week, this episode was a lot calmer, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think, but still a solid episode.
Bad, but just yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about it at all. It was a good solid episode. But I judge it by volumes of memes, right? Because I run Shuntposting, and compared to last week, Shuntposting has been pretty quiet this week so far, actually. I mean, last week, Shuntposting exploded with Nelly and Floorgate memes in particular, and certainly by comparison this week, there's been a lot fewer memes. So I don't think I could give it the 10 that I gave episode 4 last week. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 8. 8 bananas from the Shuntposting Queen. So we're going to move on to the Shuntposting Awards, and first up, of course, is the John Reed Good Hit of the Night Award. There are 3 nominations this week. We have Shatter landing goodness knows how many good hits on Wanhu. We have Gigabyte versus Minotaur, but who did it? Because we're not sure. It was a weapon-to-weapon hit, so we're not sure. We'll give it to both of them if they win. And finally, Witch Doctor playing hockey puck with Captain Shredderator, because that was fantastic. So, Ricky, who would you like to give your vote for out of those three?
I think that those shatter hits are the kind of thing that John Reed secretly watches in his bedroom after hours. It's just that level of impact. So it's absolutely getting my vote. Plus, it's a hammer. Come on, you gotta give it to the hammer.
Dale?
That's a good point, but I'm gonna have to give it to Witch Doctor because I like air hockey.
See, I'm torn because as a fellow hammer bot, I want to go for Shatter, but I also love shitposting Captain Shredderator, and I feel like I have a feminine loyalty to Witch Doctor, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna go with my shitposting loyalty and my feminine loyalty, and go with Witch Doctor. So congratulations, Witch Doctor!
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations!
You are the John Reed Good Hit of the Night Award winner for episode 5. And we move on to the Salt Powered Robot Award. This is for anything that you think has left fans or you feeling salty. So it could be a controversial judge's decision or a robot that you really like underperforming. Anything that makes you feel salty, basically. So, 3 nominations this week. We have Captain Shredderator, Physics Didn't Work, baby. We have Jasper losing its link because the Switch fanboys are going to be laughing at that one. And also, for the first time on the Shuntcast, we have a nomination for the episode itself because 3 out of 7 fights ended with upside down spinners. Dale, I'll come to you first this time.
Well, I don't think you really need to ask me. You just said it at the start. Captain Shredderator. Physics didn't work, baby.
Ricky?
Oh, I'm torn. I think I'm going with Jasper's link. I didn't know that prior to listening to this that was the source of it. That is a fire that doesn't need any more fuel. So.
Oh, I'm torn. I was hoping you'd both vote for the episode itself. Oh dear. Well, having previously admitted to Captain Shredderator bias, I think I'm going to have to give the award to Captain Shredderator. So, congratulations, Captain Shredderator. Physics didn't work, baby, but you have a Salt-Powered Robot Award. So finally, on to the Shunty McShuntpost Award. We have 4 nominations for this one. We have Drunk Huge, because there's a lovely screenshot and the ending shot where its eyes were kind of upside down, and that's become Drunk Huge. Mammoth getting fisted. When I say Wan, you say who, and Bloodsport, have you got a Shremek? Well, we did. So, Ricky, who would you like to vote for?
It feels weird voting for myself. Drunk Huge is pretty good, but a Mammoth getting fisted is just too good a phrase to waste.
I can't disagree with you there. Dale?
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing, and it's 2 good ones, Drunk Huge and Mammoth, but I'm going to have to go with Mammoth as well.
I think I will make it unanimous, and Pachyderm loyalty, of course. So congratulations, Mammoth!
Yay!
Thank you!
You are the Shunty McShuntpost Award winner for episode 5. So that ends the award section, and we will move on to the questions section. And I have to give you a small disclaimer, Ricky. I do this every time. We don't write the questions, the members do. We apologise in advance for the content, but we take no responsibility for it.
Yes.
So here we go. Your first question is, how sweaty were you actually after the fight?
Oh dear. I see your warning. All right. Okay. It wasn't bad enough that I thought Kenny Florian was going to call me out on national television. I'll tell you that. It was a little much. They cut it out. I was running in and out of that box 5 times right before the fight, and so we started off moist and ended up damp.
That's not a phrase I expected to hear on the Shuntcast this evening, ladies and
quite
gentlemen.
a scale.
Oh baby.
As you know, I don't know. I just posted a shit post about Belle Delphine, so I can't really say anything. Anyway, Dale.
Does Mammoth have a traditional spinner attachment?
As in, can we make it a traditional spinner?
I think the way it's worded is does it, so does it currently?
Yeah. Does it currently? No, it does not. So the weapon speed that you saw on this past episode, is about as fast as you will see it this season.
And also, Mammoth is the big spin. Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the fast spin.
This is very true. So, question 3. Are Mammoth and Nelly distantly related?
Considering I was told they're dating, I hope not.
Next question. Hi, Ricky. I love Mammoth. You've eaten foxtrot, but can you eat it?
Can I eat it? Absolutely. There's no doubt that a foxtrot could be eaten. We'll see if it happens. Who knows? I'd like the opportunity down in Orlando this year to chuck that little fox right into the glass.
How do you feel about your robot getting fisted?
Oh, as long as it's consensual. They both wanted in that box, and what happens on national television stays in the me. I don't have something.
They should rename it for next season to be Uncle Fister.
So I've told they tried that for this year, and we're denied.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Next question. The big spin would make happen. How come lose to little spin?
That's an Agent Rarer question if I ever heard one.
That does sound like one, yes.
I'm not sure I'm fluent enough in spin to give you in the native tongue, but I think I parsed it at the very least. Let me try my best here. Big spin, owie, flippy, burn.
Because of the little spin.
Because of the little spin.
That was a valiant effort, I'll give you that.
That was good, yes.
It's not my native tongue.
Okay, next question is, what's your favorite Mammoth meme?
Oh, favorite Mammoth meme. There was one that had like a Days of Future Past Magneto, like that's not the real Mammoth. That's not no. I mean the real Mammoth, and then someone says perfect. That whole template meme, and it was the first.
Oh, perfection.
Meme. Yes, perfection. Thank you. Working through the terminology here. That was the first Mammoth meme I saw on the internet, and when I saw my robot as a meme, it just made me light up. So whoever did that, bravo to you. Perfection.
I have a feeling that might have been me.
Well, you know what? Congratulations.
Although if I subsequently find out it wasn't me and the OP lets me know, I will make my apologies on next week's Shuntcast and give credit to the proper OP. But I have a feeling I've only used the perfection template once, and I'm pretty sure it was for Mammoth. So yeah, I think so. I'm going to take credit for it for now, but I am more than happy to retract this if the OP lets me know that it was them, and I will humbly apologise. On that note, Dale, what's your next question for Ricky?
When Battlebots? It had to be in there.
Oh boy, we've got other people here more qualified to answer that than me, but I would love to see some little tiny robots thoroughly yeeted across the arena. So if the answer can be whenever Mammoth fits in the arena, I like that.
Oh, can you imagine if they did like a mini Battlebots with Beetles? They should get me to host it. I mean, I have experience, right?
No, you don't.
Oh, well, yeah. Not according to the script writers. No, I fucking don't. Oh, dear. Thanks for that burn, Dale.
Yeah, that was intense. I'm surprised about that one.
Okay.
I got to go back just a couple levels. There's one other meme that was fantastic.
Okay.
Someone drew Mammoth as like cave art with spears being thrown at it. That was beautiful. Like just like rarely discovered cave art. And then fantastic.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah. I can't remember who done it, but I do remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
So, on to a really sensible question for you, Ricky. If Nelly and Mammoth had a robo baby, what would it be called?
Ooh. So, that's a good question. Why haven't we thought of this? We should have seen this coming.
We should. Well, maybe it should be a fusion of their names. So, like, Mammy.
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 Nelith. No.
Nally.
Nah. It's even better.
Nammy.
All right. I'm picturing it too with like one Nelly eye and one Mammoth eye.
Yes.
It's got like kind of half a trunk that's long, and it's just one of those like please kill me creatures.
So if any artists are listening, do this. Do this picture. Make the Nelly and Mammoth robo baby that is called Nammy, and post it to Shuntposting. We want to see that.
Looks like something out of The Thing or Alien Resurrection.
Definitely. Right, Dale has one last question for you, Ricky.
Yes, I do. When Mammoth fire?
That is up to the producers. I can tell you that Mammoth fire. I can't tell you when Mammoth fire.
Okay, fair enough. Spoilers!
They let that cat out of the bag way earlier than I figured. I thought they were going to keep that one close to home, but they need something to get the crowd going early, I guess. Get them excited.
This is true. Well, Ricky, I'm afraid that's the end of the member questions, and it's also the end of the Shuntcast.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a delight. I hope I reach a lot of lovely Shuntcast patrons, and hope to be on again.
Do you have any last words you'd like to say to the fans?
The best is yet to come for Mammoth. Get excited.
Ooh. Get excited, people. The Pachyderm Master Race will reign supreme.
There is much memeage left this season.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's goodbye from Ricky.
Goodbye, folks.
It's goodbye from Dale.
Bye-bye.
And it's good night from me. Good night.